What are we doing?
Oh, well, as we've seen, the Cartoon Network characters from the good shows were, which led to the eventual release of CN Real.
Oh no.
It's right around that time frame too, by the way.
2005? Jesus.
I think
Or
around that
2004.
time. 2004 or 5, I think maybe 6 is when it started for real, but...
Oh, gee, no. Eddie,
Eddie,
you okay there?
Double D. Uh-oh.
Now, I want to preface this before this actual commentary starts proper. This game's not very good. I'd say it's very repetitive. Its combat is very poor. The graphics, while close to the show, are very off. And at times look very uncanny. An uncanny valley in the sense they're fucking horrible. The sound design, while true to the show, is very
Got the main theme.
yeah. Well, the audio quality is very low quality. Sounds like they actually re-recorded it in a fucking shed. Some of the music, again, while true, gets very repetitive after a while. And
The animated cutscenes here look pretty weird.
I know.
these are not actually animated like the show. They are kind of done by frame by like. I think they're done like 20. I want to say it's done like an anime cutscene, but I'm not sure.
Cool, you're Ed.
Yeah. By the way, this game is also just overall in general not very good. But you know what? If you're a fan of Ed, Edd and Eddy,
If you're a fan of Ed, Edd and Eddy.
yes,
Well, I'm a fan, so I must love this.
yes, this assumption works off the fact that you love this game.
I love
watch
how
the show.
I love how the game. Wow. Okay, just go really loud and over my voice. I love how this game just throws you right in and says, "Go collect snow cones."
There is a manual. I just I don't have it with me
Why,
anymore.
wait, why did Jimmy just stand there?
Ed, are you okay? Jesus Christ, what is he doing?
Now, for those of you not in the know, Ed, Edd and Eddy was a Canadian television show. It was made by Danny Antonucci. And what?
It was made off a dare.
Yeah, the show was not really made for any real reason other than Danny Antonucci made a kids show.
Well, actually, speaking of that, have you seen Danny's other works?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've not actually seen it. But yeah, he does a lot more mature stuff than this.
And they're interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
I've seen some clips. I think that's all I need.
Yeah. I think this still holds the record for one of Cartoon Network's longest running original shows.
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah.
This was initially shown in 1999, and it ended its run in like 2009. So, I think around
Pretty
10.
good. It's pretty successful.
10 years, which for most of the other shows from that time period, kind of a
Chicken, you okay
miracle.
there?
It was a miracle.
I love how you just attacked by slamming your face into the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I did that.
Yeah. The show itself is very good. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Later seasons, like season 5 and 6, are where it kind of gets. But first
Overall, it's pretty good, actually.
first 4 seasons are hilarious. It's kind of slapstick comedy. So if you like
Double
that.
T, what do you do?
It's an experience you have to. For fuck's sake, Ed, I'm trying to talk. It's an experience you have to watch to know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, this game was made around 2000, like 2005, like what the thing said. It's like I said, it's not very good technically. It feels like it's made on a budget. It kind of was too. But if you're a fan of, if you're a fan of Ed,
Dog
Edd and Eddy,
vibrating away.
yeah, if you're a fan of the show, it does keeps true to the show. For one, it has all the original voice actors, which is very nice. Most tie-in games don't.
Ugh.
Oh.
Christ, I don't want to look at this.
Most tie-in games do not have their original voice actors, so this is very nice. It's clear that Cartoon Network wanted to make something at least semi-close to the show. don't know why. It does have graphics reminiscent of the show, even if it sometimes
Even
looks...
if it looks awful.
Yeah. They do keep the squiggly line effect, which I don't really... Which in hindsight,
that's
yeah.
an odd thing.
Yeah.
In hindsight, yeah, it sort of works, but at the same time, it sort of doesn't.
It doesn't really work in 3D. Just in normal animation, it does. Just not in 3D.
Yeah. Sound mixing is usually pretty terrible.
Wow, we're just bullying Zim.
Some voices will come in loud and they won't like scale back with how far away you are from them, so it'll just sound like the same.
Reminds me of Sonic Adventure 2 audio mixing.
A little bit. Well, this one has less problems with the music overtaking the audio than the audio just not really being the audio generally not being mixed very well. The music surprisingly is actually toned down, so you can hear the voices a lot better.
Eddie, you're floating.
Eddie, why
Eddie!
double D?
Yeah, this game's pretty funny though, just in terms of unintentional hilariousness.
Yeah.
I want to play it just to laugh at it, honestly.
I remember playing this level, but just this one. And it was over at a friend's house.
I own this game on the GameCube.
I used to own this game.
But
when I
if
had
you-
the GameCube.
If you want to, I'm sure you could find a copy online because it's for the PC too. If you want a PC version, it's there. But I'm sure you can find a copy of the GameCube, Xbox, or PlayStation 2 on Amazon or something.
Ed, that's
Amazon.
Ed, that's a basketball.
Don't question it.
Ed, it's a fucking
You
basketball.
don't question Ed, Owen.
We are fucking bullying this shit out of me.
Eddie's
I know.
That's one of the issues about this game's graphics. So,
the models.
the show prides itself on having some very kinetic animation. It does, like, all the characters have very dynamic faces and body movements.
It's
They
just
don't-
in 3D.
they don't-
now.
They don't... The graphic engine doesn't, have the capability to show that off. And I don't think the graphics on the game... I don't think the GameCube itself could show it off very well.
So what we
Also-
clearly need is a Mis-Edventures remake for the PS4
Yes.
Yes.
With dynamic facial animations.
and lots
Well,
of.
didn't they remake some ridiculous game that nobody played recently?
What one?
It was like a Twisted Metal kind of game.
I don't know.
You got me there.
I have no idea.
Oh, also, you can find this game for around $5. I just checked.
Cool.
Well, that seems to be a reasonable price for this type of game.
That's pretty good for something like this.
Oh, we're in Rob's area. Oh,
So
no.
if you want to play the game,
What
it's
the fuck?
there. Especially if you're a fan of Ed and Eddie, like I've been saying the entire time. But like I was saying too,
Rolf, you just fucking teleported in. You can't do that.
I just love how his voice like
This model.
turns back to normal.
Great. Yeah, that's my reaction to it, Eddie. Don't worry.
Like I was saying,
Squirrel!
the faces are pretty static, and that's sort of the problem when they're trying to do like physical comedy because it doesn't work.
Wow. This
But
is,
especially Eddie, because his mouth is like the only part of his face like that moves so much. So he just looks high and happy all the time.
It's very odd looking.
But yeah, all three characters play pretty much the same. I'd say though maybe Double D has the longest range in terms of attack. I don't know.
God, right?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. All the characters pretty much play the same, so it's hard to tell. But
So they don't really have special attribute to them, or?
well, they do all three have different attacks. Obviously, Ed smashes his head into the ground. Eddie has his yo-yo, and Double D has his ruler, which are all their basic attacks. Double D is the only person that has an X button attack, which fires his slingshot. It's like firing from the hip. But if you zoom in with the Z button and fire with like the Y button, you fire with first person aiming. It's like Metal Gear.
wow. This is the last thing I expected to be compared to Metal Gear.
Yes.
Metal
I know
Gear.
what you're talking-
It's
It's
Metal
very
Gear
similar
Solid
to
1
Metal
is a
Gear.
classic. I guess you could compare it to that Mis-Edventures game on the PS2, you know?
Yes.
Shut up,
Both
Roll.
quite classics in their own right.
Oh yeah.
Let's bother Roll for a bit.
Fuck you, Roll.
Oh,
Look at Eddie's face.
he's having the time
I
of
don't
his
give a fuck. By the way, they're
What did the money do again?
the Moai's Jawbreakers. Jawbreakers are pretty much the only collectibles in the game.
Oh,
Did they do anything?
They unlock like stuff.
I heard this
So,
game has
I'll get
multiple.
more.
I heard this game has a good ending. Am I like? Did I fucking hear wrong, or is that a thing?
Been a long time since I played this. It might, for all I know.
What is
Oh.
Yeah.
Ed.
See, these are the cutscenes where you're gonna get the actual good animations for the characters. Otherwise, the regular in-game stuff looks kind of ugly.
Even if this is a bit
It's not really even that good.
Ed, what are you doing?
Well, again, it's not animated like the show. It's kind of like framed. It's like framed differently. But yeah,
Right. Well, that happened. Goodbye.
Well, that was part of one.
yeah. See in part 2 for more exciting adventures.
You mean Adventures?
Mis-Edventures, yes.
Yeah. Stupid. Bye.